welcome to another episode of Talking to Car Guys. Today is the lightning round, and we're going live on Johnny TikTok's Facebook over here. So if you have any, he's hitting buttons. He doesn't.
Yeah, it's an
know.
It's an
All
iPhone
right,
23, Tommy. It's
Okay.
it's new.
Today we're going to do a little lightning round. We have some questions from around the world, and we are going to go over a few things. First of all, the first question comes to us from Lisa from Sausalito, California.
Never been.
Never
It's
been?
nice
Never
out
been
there.
there?
Sausalito, no.
Okay. She wants to know, how can I get the most money for my trade? John?
Well, what you want to do, most money for your trade-in would probably be, I guess, do some research. I would suggest do a little initial research, have the car cleaned, pretty much. That's it. How do you get the most for your trade-in? You trade it in right now, okay? You trade it in right now. That's how you get your most for your trade-in. Was that a trick question?
Word. I thought it was my question.
Okay, go ahead. All
I
three
got
of
the
us,
answer to
all
that right
three of
there.
us are getting good to
Okay,
answer.
I thought it.
What's your idea, Keith?
My idea was, he hit on it. Don't bring it in looking like you just had a keg party in the car. Have that thing smelling good, have it looking, standing tall, looking good. You ain't got to do a detail, but don't bring it in all busted down.
Okay, mine is make it smell good. The worst thing I do, I appraise what would you say, about 50% of the cars
Yes.
that come in. And the worst thing I could do is your car smells like dirty feet and regret. Okay? So,
Also trade it in at night and trade it in at the end of the month.
well,
Yeah.
also keep it
Or in
on,
the shade.
keep it under 100,000 miles.
Yeah.
Okay, just keep it under 100,000
Oh, yeah.
miles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
It's
Because if
something about that 100,000 miles.
It's
I can
always
tell you,
been a mountain to climb.
from a numbers guy, you take out about 50% of our buyers,
Mhm.
our finance buyers, the banks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Home finance over 50 and over 12 years old.
Yeah.
So if you're going to trade it in, those are the two things: under 100,000, under 12 years old.
If your car's in
Green.
the 90s,
Do we have any
get
questions?
it in here.
When am I coming to Kia as a finance manager? Frank Chamberlain. Phil Perrone is on. Bev Smith's finest. One of our biggest competitors here. Well, he's in a class of his own, old Bev Smith Kia, doing big things out there. Phil, if you're still on, we love you, bud. You're an inspiration to all of us. Got some car guys on there too. What's the
Okay.
next question?
What else you
Next
got,
question I'm going to do, because Rob actually has to leave here in like 1 minute to go buy a car, which is his number one thing. So I'm going to ask him.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask him his number one question. This comes to us from Sally
Okay.
from Butte, Montana.
I hear it's beautiful out there.
Beautiful.
this time of
Butte.
year.
What'd you say? Okay. She wants to know what KBB stands for.
What's her name again?
Sally.
Sally. KBB is Kelly Blue Book.
Really?
Now, don't get that confused. Kelly Blue Book is a guide. It is a tool. Kelly does not buy cars, nor do they sell them. Just remember, it is a guide. Because we go through a lot of that on a lot. Am I right, John?
I would say, yeah, and it's a customer advocate site. More so, I would say that Kelly Blue Book has probably the least amount of connection or ear to the other side of the car, side of the car business.
that's
Right?
Absolutely.
It's
That's
customer
true.
advocated. And the funny thing about Kelly Blue Book, this is a fun fact here. During this pandemic, Kelly Blue Book has not.
Let's say goodbye to Rob.
I gotta go to work.
Kelly Blue Book has not been the customer's best friend because they are fighting hard to try to give you more of their opinion, their true market value that's kind of way off of what it's really like. There's a saying we used to have that Kelly Blue Book was about 2 months behind what the car business was. Now, years past, that always meant that it was a higher number for them, lower number for us. But obviously, that's completely flipped. Would you agree, Tom?
Absolutely.
Completely flipped.
Flipped around.
Where, dealers are paying almost, retail at the auctions and stuff, but Kelly Blue Book refuses to notice that and say, no, our customers are this. So believe it or not, right now, using Kelly Blue Book only could cost you money on your trading value. Because
Absolutely.
dealers, Manheim, Black Book, have a lot closer ear to the what's going on in the market right now.
Okay, we got another question. This one is from Stanley in Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo. Okay.
Guys, if you have questions too over here, hit us with the questions. Come on.
Okay.
Buffalo.
He wants to know what ACV stands for.
Actual cash value. ACV is actual cash value. What is the car worth? So you do your appraisal and you do your Kelly Blue Book and you do everything else and you have a trade value. But even when that trade value is on the paper, it may say $10,000 for your trade. Internally, on our side of the desk, that's still a lot of times what it shows for the trade isn't the ACV of the car, actual cash value. And the reason for that is sometimes you have to over allow somebody. You have to show somebody $10,000 for their trade, but it's really worth $7,000. So the actual cash value is $7,000. And then on the flip side of that is, rarely ever happens.
Well, and my thing is the actual cash value is what the dealership or the manager, used car guy, actually expects to get the car. Okay, get for the car if we have to take it to auction. Now I have a question.
Yes.
They want to know, John must be related.
Yeah, that must be me.
Must be you.
Oh, John.
John from Fort Pierce, Florida, wants to know why we need to know what their credit's like before we can give them a payment. Now, that's an easy one. Credit ranges from 350 to 850, depending, and maybe 900, 950, depending on the credit bureau you're looking at. The difference between a 550 to an 850 is could be 12 points of rate. That makes a couple $100 swing. That's why we want to know, hey, what is your credit like? Is it in the 500s, 700s, or over 800? Because that'll tell us what percentage rate we should be using and what term, and that'll allow us to give you the most accurate payment.
Yes, I mean, your credit score is super important if you want to do accurate payments because of rate and term and percentage of the amount financed related to what the vehicle's worth. So,
Absolutely. And we just came off of one of the biggest sales we've ever had, the 10 sale, and you could see it in that, couldn't you say? I mean, you're looking at the same car you're selling to a person with a 550 credit score or a 600 versus an 800, and it's almost a $50 to a $100 swing in payment.
Sure.
So credit's very important, and that's the answer to your question. Do we have any questions from over there?
if you guys have any questions over here, please throw some out there. I see some people are watching, even if you're in the business. Oh, one question, hold on. How many keys you throw on the roof? Okay, Ted Avra, I don't know if he's still watching. Okay.
Ted, I'll
Well,
answer
no,
that.
I'm going to talk about the origin of that statement.
Yeah.
Okay, the old saying, "How many keys have you thrown on the roof?" Basically means when a customer comes to work a deal or get their car appraised, we have their keys. And 30 years ago, 40 years ago, a joke used to be if the customer didn't like the numbers or wanted to leave, they would ask for their keys. Well, still to this day, they do that. They ask for their keys. And the old guys used to say they threw them on the roof. So that means, hey, your keys are on the roof. You have to trade with us now. And it's not a very good sales tactic. And it's something that part of the reason why we're digging out of the reputation that we've dug for ourselves over the years. But yeah, so that was kind of a sarcastic joke about trying to make a deal with a customer no matter what, and kind of in a way not wanting them to leave. So how many have I thrown on the roof? I've thrown one set of keys in my entire career on the roof, but it was more so as a joke. We knew we were making the deal, and I did it for a comedic effect. I just threw them on the roof, you know, like we went and got them after.
Yeah,
And,
I've never thrown keys on.
never
the roof.
thrown a set
Never
of,
thrown
oh
a set
man,
of
you,
keys on the
you
roof.
haven't lived till you've thrown a set of keys
I'll
on
throw
the
yours
roof.
on
man.
the roof later on today.
You know, I mean, it's just like giving some change to the car gods. You know, you got to feed the car gods a little while. Dale, Scotty, keys on the roof move. Yeah, Dave Alexander. Listen, this guy right here, I love him. He busts my chops on every one of my. You've seen him. You've asked me, like, is this one of your friends? Seriously, literally one of the best car salesmen that I have ever
You know,
personally known.
With that being said, throwing the keys on the
Just
roof,
a beast.
throwing the keys on the roof and all that, you know, that's not a good car guy. I mean, we do it as a joke.
Yeah, no.
That's not a good car guy. You know, we have an older guy
No, it's
next.
not a good car guy.
We have an older guy next door that just came back off of retirement, unretired.
Dino. Yeah,
The
Dino's
most
unretired.
relentless salesman I have ever seen in my life, and works for his customers more than I've ever seen anybody. I mean, will go out of his way for everything, has to find the right car for him, and just works and works and works. That's a good car guy. You find a salesman like that that's not going to give up till he finds you the car, the payment, and the price you want. That's the guy you want to stick with. And everybody asks, why does Dino do so well? Because he does those things that it takes to be a good car guy.
I know a guy that's just like that, and many of you know him. We all know him as our beloved Bobby Saab. I tell you what, if I was ever going to buy a car and I needed to talk to somebody, that guy is like a junkyard dog for his customers. Man.
Absolutely.
He will not sleep. He doesn't even care if it gets to a point where he's not even making money on it, but he can make sure that his customer gets a car. He does it.
Yeah, absolutely.
He literally does it for the, I almost want to say for the sport of it, but he does it to take care of his customers. He's got car business in his blood, and I'm telling you what, if you ever want to buy a car, you're having trouble or issues, you call Bobby Saab, and that thing's handled. Okay.
What do we got there? Thanks.
Thanks, Johnny. Be well. Yeah, it's Dave Alexander. Any other questions? Any other live questions, guys? We're starting. Sorry about my low tech thing here, but Tom's got this tripod that I don't know was made out of bamboo sticks or something.
It was.
And
We're on a shoestring budget.
we're on a shoestring budget. We're starting this little talk show. You know, you guys have watched some of my stuff. I always love I want to give out tips to my fellow car people and talking to car guys. We're going live on our YouTube channel. We're trying to get this all started, but
By the way, these are John showing these things. We got little stuff to give away. We're wondering what these were. These are the little things you put in the cup holder of your car, retain the moisture so you don't keep your car high tech. We have keychains. We have coffee mugs.
this is a 5G.
Send us
5G cup holder.
That's 28G.
28G cup holder thing here.
And if there's anything we could do, any question we can answer, please talkingtocarguys@gmail.com. Reach out to us. We got coffee mugs. We got keychains. Rob's buying a car. Next week, John will be gone.
Next Friday, I will be in Rochester, New York. That'll be Good Friday,
Yep.
and I'll be enjoying some much-needed time and relaxation with my family in Rochester, New York.
Yep. We will be broadcasting, both Rob and I will be broadcasting that Friday. The following Friday, I am going on a fact-finding mission. I'm going on a freighter to find out where all the new cars are.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to be on a freighter and I'll broadcast, I'll send a video into you from the freighter. I'll be at sea. Okay, other than that, hey, have a great weekend. You have questions, email us, talkingtocarguys@gmail.com.
All right, thanks, guys. Thank you, guys.